everybody. I'm Jonathan Randall, and welcome to yet another episode of How You Like Me Now. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. While I hope you'll all be my Valentine, the people I'm sending the most love to today are the people of Gaza. I know things have gone from bad to worse for you, and it seems like there's no end in sight. I know you're suffering, and I am so sorry. This Jew is sending you all my love this Valentine's Day. I will continue to call out Israel on its crimes and speak out for a free Palestine. This past Sunday was the Super Bowl, and while Americans were stuffing food down their throats that's killing them, drinking shitty light beers, and cheering for Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Israel decided it was the perfect time to attack the city of Rafah, where it has been forcing Palestinians to go during its brutal bombardment of Gaza. Leave it to Israel to turn the Super Bowl into a weapon of mass distraction. While Israel is patting itself on the back for rescuing 2 hostages, no one seems to care that at least 74 Palestinians were killed, including a whole entire family. But as the Western media has proven over the last few months, it values Israeli life way more than Palestinian. Israel also had an ad air during the Super Bowl because ruining the game with a massacre wasn't bad enough. They had to ruin the Super Bowl having really cool commercials too. Maybe instead of making an ad about the hostages, you don't keep killing them and you stop settlers from blocking aid from getting to Gaza so they don't starve. Some of the released hostages have stated publicly that what they were most afraid of while being held captive in Gaza was being killed by Israeli airstrikes, not Hamas. The commercial isn't going to help bring anyone home and is just another attempt by Israel to justify killing thousands of Palestinian civilians. And you know what's even worse for football than associating it with Taylor Swift? Associating it with genocide. Despite the fact that Israel's claims against the 12 UNRWA employees have not been verified, several countries have still cut their funding. The people of Gaza are suffering a humanitarian catastrophe, but have lost crucial aid based only on Israeli accusations. Meanwhile, many of the same countries still give military aid to Israel, which has killed thousands and thousands of Palestinians, and whose own Minister of National Security was convicted of supporting terrorism by Israel and has made countless violent and racist remarks against Palestinians. Just this week, he said that Israeli soldiers can shoot Palestinian women and children like they haven't killed enough of them already. If you're not going to give desperately needed aid to the people of Gaza based on accusations, then how about not giving money to Israel, where the person in charge of the Israeli police is a known terrorist who is constantly spreading his racist beliefs? It's insane that critical humanitarian aid isn't getting to go to the people of Gaza because of the accusations against 12 low-level UNRWA employees, but money is still being sent to Israel, whose government officials are convicted terrorist supporters who repeatedly call for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. I can't stand when people say, "Free Palestine from Hamas." How indoctrinated do you have to be to think that's why the Palestinians have been oppressed and dehumanized for decades? Hamas wasn't even created till 1987, and the Palestinians have been suffering from Israeli dispossession and dehumanization way longer than that. But thanks for the propaganda slogan. The only reason Hamas even exists is because of the state of Israel. Israel has been using Hamas for years in an effort to prevent a Palestinian state. This has been reported on by Israeli media and admitted by Israeli officials. Hate to break it to those who have been brainwashed by Israeli propaganda, but it's so much harder to free Palestine from Hamas after Israel helped fund them and prop them up in an effort to destabilize Palestinian leadership. You may enjoy sounding like an indoctrinated parrot, but before you tell people to condemn Hamas, you may want to condemn the reason they exist and became what they are in the first place, the Israeli government. Israel has killed another American citizen in the occupied West Bank this week. The high school senior was sitting in a car in a park when Israeli forces shot him in the head. At least 98 children have been killed in the West Bank, where Hamas is not in control, since October 7th, and this is the second American citizen they have killed this year. The U.S. really needs to do something about it, unless they're trying to send the message that U.S. citizenship only matters if you're white. According to international law, lethal force is only justified when there is a direct threat to life or grave injury. But according to evidence and investigations by Defense for Children International, the Israeli military often willfully murders Palestinian children while lying to your face that they're the most moral army in the world. Palestinian lives matter. Palestinian lives matter. I'm going to say it again. Palestinian lives matter. I'm not saying that only to Zionists. I'm not saying that only to my fellow Americans. I'm saying that to everyone. Everyone. Palestinian lives matter in this world. Palestinians deserve to live in freedom and dignity because Palestinian lives matter. Palestinian children deserve to have hope and futures where their dreams could be so much bigger than just surviving. Because not only do Palestinian lives matter, but they are valuable. I know for decades, Israel has treated them like they aren't. The West has not respected Palestinian life the way it should. But let me say it again, because I cannot stress it enough. Palestinian lives matter. Don't you dare, for 1 second, internalize Israel's decades of dehumanization, because Palestinian lives matter. Not only does there need to be a ceasefire, an end to the occupation, a Palestinian state, but there needs to be a priority on Palestinian life from everyone. I know Palestinians are willing to die for their land, but that's exactly what Netanyahu and his bigoted government want. Dead Palestinians, and Palestinians must be protected because Palestinian lives matter. The world is changing. Israel's crimes are on display for the world to see, and there are people all over the world standing in solidarity with Palestine because we all understand that Palestinian lives matter. Be sure to check me out on social media at Jonathan Randall everywhere. TikTok still suppressing my content, but I'm still posting there. Check out the End the Occupation Etsy store, where 60% of all profits go to help Palestinians through the Mercy Corps and the Freedom Theater. I have a bunch of new items up there. I'll put the link to that in the description. Also, please support my work by becoming a member on Ko-fi at kofi.com/Jonathan Randall. I'll put the link to that in the description as well. Special thanks to all of my supporters for helping produce all these episodes and for being a part of my community. I really love you guys. Asking Israelis to provide evidence for their accusations is in no way anti-Semitic, and as a Jewish person, I am deeply offended at anyone that says it is. It's not because of Judaism that people don't believe what comes out of Israel. It's because of Israel's long history of lying. From a land without a people, for a people without a land, to 40 babies being beheaded, Israel's biggest export are lies. And typically, its accusations are really more confessions. It's disturbing that so many Jewish people have been so indoctrinated that they believe anything coming out of Israel, even after it's been proven to be false. Jews need to start caring more about the crimes committed by the state of Israel and Israelis that have actual evidence than the accusations Israel makes without any. I'm Jonathan Randall. How you like me now?